Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. Good
Can
afternoon.
you please, good afternoon, ma'am. Can you please extend the date for views experiment now?
Why?
Because last week we weren't, we have completed the experiment last week, but we were not able to submit, ma'am. So, and we didn't check the GLAM, so the date,
So
the
I have
submission.
already extended many more times. So what you'll do is, you put a formal mail to my mail ID, and that is
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So today we'll discuss the new concept, that is relational aggregate operators. Already we have covered the relational set operators. So before going to discuss about the concept, let me share the syllabus so that you can know where you are exactly in the syllabus. See here, we are in the first part of the third module. We have covered up to union intersection except. Coming to the next concepts, SQL join operators, this will finish in the lab. Okay, so in this null values, I can say these are the basics because you have already know about the not null constraint. So you just write in your own words that actually all the attributes will take the null values. But if you once made the attribute as a not null constraint, then it won't accept any of the null values. So you have to give the explanation and then you have to write about the not null constraint. Okay. Yes, yes, Nalini, that will finish in the lab. Okay. So this SQL join operators, this I'll tell you in the lab. And null values, you know about the not null constraint. At first write about the null values and just write the importance of the not null constraint. So thereby you can write this when in your own words. Okay. And whereas coming to this union intersection except, these are nothing but the relational set operators only. What will comes under the relational set operators? Okay, means what? Yeah, we can make the union of two relational tables. So that is union, and actually the union which will gives us all the records from the two tables. If any of the duplicate redundant record is existing, then what it will do, it will just remove the redundant one. It will just give us only one time the record. Okay, if even though it appears more than one, so but we'll get only one time that particular record. But if we specify union all, then it will gives us all the records from both the two tables, even if there are many of the redundant records were existing. So that is what in the relational operators set operators will get the union all, intersection, except or minus is same. Okay, anyhow, you know the difference about all of this you have executed. So this we have finished because it's nothing but this only, and SQL join operators, this will tell, uh, we'll discuss about in lab. Whereas coming to this null values, you can write in your own words. And coming to this, now we are left the two concepts, those are nested queries and aggregate queries. So before going to discuss about the nested queries, actually aggregate operators is very simple concept. So I'll tell you about the aggregate operators at first. And see, for each and every operator, there will be this simple syntax that will show here. So you just parallelly execute along with me. Okay, so that you can remember whatever the aggregate operators and what is the syntax of each and every operator. Uh, in your 10th mathematics, I think you all know how to calculate the variance or standard deviation. I think you had the concepts like variance, standard deviation, average. Am I right? I'll not question anybody. Generally, you all have these concepts in your 10th mathematics, even in the inter mathematics, I think so. Coming to this, yeah, even like in the last year, you had the subject that is CEW lab. See, in the CEW lab also, you have Excel, experiment on Excel, right? MS Excel. Kada. So, in that, what you will do? You will just generally take the attribute so-called student marks, and you will try to apply the average. Okay, what is that average? Nothing but it is an aggregate of function only, because it will just submit all the values of the student marks and then divides to the total number of the records. Okay, so that is one aggregate operator, that is average. And what are the other operators? What we can even know about that particular attribute if suppose if there was a student marks attribute in the database. Okay, so can I know about what is the maximum mark in my subject marks? Maybe suppose if I'm the Dbms subject faculty and have assigned the marks. So in order to make the analysis, I'll first check uh, what is the maximum mark that was scored by the students. Okay, so yes, that is also one of the aggregate operator only, that is max. Okay, and yes, even I want to know about the failures, or else even I want to know about the students, those who got very how much the like the less mark which was got by the student. So yes, I can know the minimum mark of that particular subject. Okay, so minimum marks, maximum marks, average. Till now we haven't done these kind of things. What these are is nothing but aggregate operators. Okay, but we can apply all of these on the numerical attribute only, numerical valued attribute. We cannot apply these kind of things on the like student name, okay, or else on Aadhaar card. No, okay, it is useless. Even if we apply also, we will not get the result. Okay, coming to this aggregate operators, so maximum, minimum, average, and even count. I think I have shown this count with the help of the grouping function. Actually, count is aggregate operator only, because you will use uh, the average, right? So in the average, okay, will after doing the summation, it will divided by the total number of the students. So indirectly, the count operator is also can be called as an aggregate operator only. So even you can apply. I don't know whether you have applied in MS Excel, like in CAW lab, you have the experiment like MS Excel. So there, if you taken the student marks as an attribute or column, even we can apply the functions on it, like even we can know the variance value of that attribute. Okay, and even the standard deviation on that particular attribute, everything we can do, but that is manually we will get. But if many of the student records are existing, then with the help of the SQL, even we can know, okay, all those values with the help of the aggregate operators. So this is what the aggregate operators, actually in aggregate operators we have six, okay, those are of average, maximum, minimum, count, variance, standard deviation. We'll see the result. And if you want to test from your side, you just do it manually and check whether you are getting the same answer from the SQL or not. Okay. So it was easy. When after we finish, then we'll discuss about the nested queries. So let me share. At first, we need the input table. So at first we should have the data, and on that we have to apply the this kind of operators. So let me check the table whether it has the records and consisting of the numerical attribute like student marks or not. Yeah. So I have inserted 6 records, and if we check manually, then we can know like the maximum marks from this attribute is 97. Okay, and the minimum is 89. So we need to get the result. See, till now, without aggregate operators, we are not able to get this kind of results. Okay, you can get whatever you are selecting by specifying the condition. Okay, by putting the where clause and all. But see here, I will no, select, I want the maximum marks, right? So maximum on, I should apply on the attribute. So select max of S marks from mm, so the maximum marks of the student is 97, and the syntax is same for the minimum. See students, I request everyone to do all these operators execution along with me. Do it, and if there is a possibility, you just write today's concept and write a rough note. Okay, nobody will come to you to check, but it's your responsibility to write something. Okay, put the heading and write what the operators that will comes under the this concept, and write a single line of definition for each and everything. Okay, anyhow you will copy paste the outputs. Okay, so you will not write any. So this is what the second operator, aggregate operator, that is minimum, which will gives us the minimum value from the attribute. Yeah, 89 is the minimum value. And I'll do count. Yeah, 6. So total number of records is 6, maximum value is 97, minimum value is 89. And average, yeah, average. So So 92.66. Okay, you can even check, add all of this and get it divided with the number of records. We had already 6 number of records. So divide it with 6, then we'll get the same answer. Okay, that is average. And variance and standard deviation. Do you know what is variance? Why do we have this function? Variance, standard deviation. Amma, anybody? Anybody know about the variance? At least ping me. What is variance? Why the variance is function which will be used here in this kind of things? Why? To know what? See, here we got 92 as an average. But if many of the, like in the above 6 records, if we insert the less marks, the lower marks for the minimum 4 records, then obviously I'll get the average value also will be somewhat lower because the students got less marks. It will affect to the average value also. Average ante average value enta vachindi. So coming to the variance and standard deviation. So what is variance? Yes, nobody knows. Are you all able to hear me? At least say yes or no. At least can I know how many of the participants are doing the same? Can you all raise your hands? Those who are doing. Only 4. What about the others? Round number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you doing?
Actually, I'm on the phone. So variance ఏంటంటే we can know like, see, average value ki, if the average value is 92, then if the student got some marks, then he can know how much variation, okay, it has when compared to the average value. So what is the formula of the variance? Nothing but that particular records value minus the average value, the square of it, and we have to submit all of this and should divide it with the number of the records. So it gives us the variation. That means it will tell us like this much of variation is there. Okay, in between the average to the specific marks. Okay, got by the students. So that is the variation, and the square root of the variation will be the standard deviation. If we don't know about the functions, then what is the use of executing? Okay, we should know at first. Select variance of S max. Yeah, this is the variation. And standard deviation, nothing but root of the variation, right? Variance. So approximately will get like 3. Means 3 squares, 9, 9. If here 10 point is there. So maximum we'll get 3 point something something. We'll just check. Yes. This is what standard deviation. So everybody have to create a table. It should see, remember one thing, whatever the table that you are going to create the table with the name what you want to give, but you have to append and at last the 4 digit of your roll number so that I can know that you only have done that. Okay, so it helps you to, because you can, if you want to submit something, okay, like assignment or whatever the experiment, you can directly table because it will be stored in the database. So you can write this kind of things on that. Okay, and you can even paste it as it is. No need to create one more time. So execute everything, because I cannot uh, go theoretically. All the concepts are of practical related concepts, so I don't have any other option because I have to execute. Students, I'll give you 3 to 4 minutes. Execute all of these. See, those who have done, you just ping me so that I can know.
I'll move with the next concept.
If you have finished executing all of these operators, then just ping me now. Yes, what about the others? Haven't you all done? So, those who are listening, I'm just questioning them. Students, while executing all of this, you must get it out. Anybody got any doubt about this? ఊరికే నేను చెప్పేస్తున్నా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తున్నారు యూ విల్ గెట్ ద రిజల్ట్స్ నో నాట్ లైక్ దట్ థింక్ బియాండ్ దిస్ by looking at the output at least you must get it out.
Select star from command using.
Yes, I didn't get you. What?
Instead of using select star command, we have used this command.
Oh, okay. My question is, suppose I want to know the student name who got the maximum mark. Okay, instead of select star, we are using this. So what is the use? Even if I know the maximum marks from your student data set, okay, how much the maximum marks scored by the student, I want the student detail. Is it possible? Either can be possible. Just now you only said that instead of it we have executed this one. But I want to know the answer, like the student name, those who have got the maximum marks. Is it possible? Can't we get the result? We should know. We have to get it. But how? Understand my point? See,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, we just got the result, but we didn't get the details. So that can be possible because with the single query we cannot able to get the results. So hence we have to have that select whatever the details that you want to get. You have to write the query for that, and based on this query. So if you want to get that kind of result, then you have to write the two queries and you have to write the query within the query, that is called as nested subqueries. So we had a concept, right? We had the queries, right? So this concept, right? Nested queries. So this is what the query within a query. Okay, so that is called as a nested query. And let me tell you about the theory we'll execute tomorrow practically. I'll share the notes directly. Yes. So a query within a query, it's nothing but a nested query. Okay. Until we have the two queries. So whatever the inner query, embedded query, so that is called as a subquery. See, just remember this. Just remember the difference. So nested query is nothing but query within the query. That is the definition. But whereas coming to the subquery, excuse me. So subquery is nothing but the inner query is called as a subquery, nothing but the embedded query. Okay, the embedded query inside a query is called as a subquery. So yeah, main query is nothing but the outer query, and the subquery is nothing but the inner query. So I don't want to read out the content. We anyhow, So what the different kind of queries will be there? So that we'll see. Say suppose if you want to select the name of the student who have secured maximum marks, I've already told you, right? With the help of the nested query only, we'll get the result. So here, check once. So at first we have to get it because in the nested queries, the outer query will be driven by the inner query. That means, first of all, the inner query will be gets executed, and the outer query will be applied on the inner query. So indirectly, the outer query will be driven by inner query. Remember this one because we have one more advanced concept of this. Okay, there it will help us. So this is what. So you will select the maximum marks, and so those who got the value you will get it here, right? So comparison operators. So here you can display the student names if you want to like less than select of maximum marks, then you will get okay who got the maximum marks. Other than that, the less than the of that marks, the student names will be get displayed. Okay, so that is what we can use the comparison operator, and with the help of the nested queries we will get this kind of results. Let's see here. So who have select the name of the student who have scored maximum marks. Yes, so 98 scored by Lito. Okay, so output is Lito. And next one is, and one more different query is in operator. So in operator range chestundante using the comparison operators you will get based on that value you will get like the details about it. And coming to the int entity, it returns the group of values. Okay, it returns the group of values, but the values must be uh, it, from the single column of the table only it will gives us the values. So see here. Suppose as a faculty, I want to know how many of the students have registered for the courses. See, if I'm the AIMC, then I'll just check about the students, those who have registered for the courses. Okay, so this, how can I get it? I will at first check the SIDs in the student courses table. Okay, so who are the students that were enrolled for this course? If there was, if all of these are existing in this particular table, then I can say, then I can write the query like, hence I can display the student names, okay, of that concerned SIDs which was there in the course table. So for this, I can use the in operator. See here, select SID. At first, I'll select from this particular table, and so on this, I will just select okay, from this particular table where SID is equal, where SID in this particular thing. అంటే కోర్స్ ఆఫ్ కేలో ఎవరైతే SIDs ఉన్నారో that I will check from the main table and thereby I will display the student names. Okay, so this is what in operator it gives what. So 101's name, 102 name, 301, 302, 103. So I will get these 6 SIDs names. Okay, that means 101 is repeated twice, so I'll get only one time. So Litu and Yeshi. No, 102's Yasonu and 301. That means Yeshi and 302 Chetu and 103 Akshu, but I'll not get this SID name because this is the person which was not enrolled for the any course. So I'll not get this as a result. And what one more thing is, what the AMC will do, they will not bother about the students, those who work well. Okay, they will much worrying about the students, okay, who will not register for anything and who has not submitted anything. So as like that. So I don't want to know the students, those who have enrolled. I want. Excuse me. So what I used to think, like I want to display the student names, those who have not enrolled for the courses. Then what I'll do, with the help of the not in operator, we have the operator called as a not in. So that means from the this course table, okay, whatever the tables that were not there, whatever the SID values that were not there, okay, so that student names we will get to display by using the by using the not in operator. Okay, and also we can use the where clause even in the subquery. So this will check, okay, later. And what, in order to execute the nested queries, you should have this tables. I'm not insisting anybody of you to exactly copy this kind of things, but I will suggest you because if you like insert this records, because I have not included this record, this 303 here in this. Okay, so that you can identify even the difference between the in operator and not in operator. And suppose if I ask you like whether for the particular subject has is the faculty have been assigned or not, yeah, you can get to know, okay, that also. So from if you create these tables, then it will help you to execute all the nested queries. So you must have the nested queries, and you have to in order to apply the aggregate operator, you must have this attribute, any of the attribute, but it should contain the numerical values. And it should be like meaningful also. Okay, we can apply even the aggregate operator on SIDs. Then what is the use? Okay, it will like useless. We can apply as its numerical one, but it is useless. So I request everybody to create the tables, but create the tables with the name followed by your last 4-digit PIN number. And then we'll execute these commands tomorrow. Okay, so at first create the tables. Students, everyone must register to the Coursera DBMS course. Okay. Uh, I will collect the student information also, those who have enrolled to the course Coursera DBMS. I should submit to the department. So if not you registered, then at least do it now. I have already uploaded the link long back in the Moodle.
I'm not pushing anybody to give the exact records, but try to uh, give like this, because um, at least include some SIDs here, those who are there in the students table. But remember one thing, if you made SID as a foreign key, then you cannot able to insert like the default SID value. So it's your wish. If you want to make SID as a primary key, okay. But if not, it's your wish. Anyhow, we can execute the comments even if I maintain a referential integrity or not. Students, are you following? Those who have created the tables, just raise your hands, or at least if you have done, just ping me through chat box. See, if you understand the first chapter of this third module, then only you can be able to understand the second chapter of this module, because the second chapter is all we have the advanced concepts and bit difficult only compared to these concepts. Students, see, if not anybody have done, you just take the screenshot at least. So by looking into the data, you can create your own data. Okay, that's not a problem. But we have to apply all these different kind of in operator, not operator. Okay, we have to execute all the different kinds of queries. So using the help of nested queries. So if you once have the data, input data, then only we can write the queries on it. Okay, that is what I'm just saying to you too. Okay, students. In the next class, we'll execute the nested subqueries. Whatever I have given the explanation about the in operator, comparison operator, not in operator, all those will execute in the next class. Thank you all students. I'm ending the session.